I just got back from my first New York City excursion. Um, I'm probably going to take a bath here in a little bit because my core got pretty chilly. But I was like, well, I still look like I've not left the house, but like, you know. But then I realized I put on sweats, and you guys see me like this all the time, so I just look the same. So what up? Hello, Joshua. Hi. Please keep saying that. Um, Happy Hanukkah. Yes, this is a Christmas tree, but happy Hanukkah. Hey, Mark and John. Didn't you know you're on the East Coast? Well, I am. Hello from India. Um, I just, well, thank you for the 10 cents, Mr. Gage. I was like, I don't know if I should go live on Haps or Twitch right now. It's just such a weird, I love when men throw dimes at my head so much. Why are you sad, Eric? Because I haven't told you the story yet. You won't be sad when I tell you the story. I just can't tell it on here. Hey, Suzanne. Are you in New York now? Yes, I am. Thank you for the Burst Award. What up, jerk face? I am on Haps. Yes, that's correct. No, I was just going to do an actual stream on Twitch, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to save going live on Twitch until I get my furniture in here and actually set up like I keep saying I'm going to. I don't know why I keep trying to take on Twitch before I'm ready. Yeah, thanks for the 10 cents, Christopher Michael. I know it wasn't from you, but that's what I like to say. Why not tell it on here? Because it's not, I don't want to. I'm going to tell it to Eric privately. Because it's a, you know, it's a funny story. So, no, it's sad you don't want me to visit you. I always tell everybody not to visit me. Don't be sad. I'm an agoraphobe. Of course I tell people not to visit me. Then they want to leave the house with me. So if you want to come sit in my furniture list, we got a Christmas tree. I tell Mark Gage not to visit me all the time. You don't see him crying. He just says he's coming anyways. They informed me yesterday he's coming for his birthday. I said, you are absolutely not. He's probably going to be sad now. Just wait. I'm awkward in real life. I mean, and on the internet. We Habs people aren't really your key audience. Will be your, what do you mean? You're absolutely my key audience. I have no key audience. How dare you talk down about yourself like that, John? There's no one on, there's no key audience but you guys. Like, come here, Eric Miller. I'm not going to tell you the story if you're sad because it is not a story for sad boys. John, why are you sad? Why are all you guys sad right now? What is going on? It's a new moon tomorrow. Possibly an emotional one. Hi, Smoke. Oh God, am I on Reddit? What up? Why didn't I get put on Reddit when I was in Rockefeller Center? That was some action. My connection was too choppy. You're on my coast now, just a quick train ride away. I know, and it's terrifying because a lot of people are telling me I'm a quick train ride away. Let me get settled first. And plus, I didn't get a booster. Do you even want to come near me? What up, Donber? I take it I am on Reddit. It's okay. Just tell your story. I don't know how you went from west to east so quickly. I have been in the works moving for like the last month, it feels like. So I didn't just move overnight, but it kind of feels like that. I was packing up my apartment for like 2 weeks straight. It felt like. I'm glad you're happy. And my story is, no, my God, nail driver. How's the pod situation? We were waiting for it to arrive. It's supposed to come on Monday. So knock on this floor that the pod comes. I've never met anyone from social IRL. I have, and it usually works out pretty well. You're not sad. Good. I almost hugged my phone when I read that. What up for show 8? How are my Reddit boys? So we don't know exactly how the pod situation is because the pod's not here yet. I went from east. Wait, no, I went. Did not help me. I'm dyslexic. I went from west to east faster than the pod did because I got on a plane. I flew here yesterday. It was a whirlwind. You're just vibing. Good. I love that. Um, and I arrived last night around 10 p.m. New York time to my home, which I had never been to in real life. So, talk about something from IRL, moving somewhere that you've never been, is quite the thrill. There is something just very exhilarating. I feel like this is how military people must feel, or like how you just get assigned somewhere and you just go and you just live there. Um, I didn't get assigned, but I just went and now I live here. Um, yeah, it is exciting. I love it. I'm really, it feels good. This is not how I felt when I arrived the last place I lived. Thank you for being excited for me, Nell Driver. How are you? Your dad was a minister and moved all the damn time. Yeah, ministers' kids get moved around like army brats. I do too, Kevin. And I always have wanted to live here. Um, sometimes you get to a certain point in life that you kind of think that, and I don't know why we get like this, that we're just where we're going to be, or like we not necessarily settle, but we settle because for some reason doing new things is, well, it's harder when you have more roots. Hi, Peanut. And we think that we can't just pick up and start new. I'm actually in Brooklyn, but I went to Manhattan today. What is HAPS? Great question. HAPS is a multicasting live streaming platform. So right now, I'm multicasting out to a few places, but you're just seeing me from the HAPS channel. But my name is Veda Ashley, and if you want to follow me directly on HAPS, my username is Veda Ashley. Maybe Mark Gage will type it in. Yeah, it is. I'm not going to say where in Brooklyn I am, but it sounds like you know your Brooklyn. Yes, Eric Miller, you're getting a little bit closer. Yeah, it's like BAM. Oh, what branch of the military are you in, Smoke? My dad was in the Army when I was little. So it was normal for me just to, well, obviously when you're a kid too, you kind of just show up and live where your parents say. But what about Elton? Let's talk about Elton. You want to talk about the record that Mark Gage finally got to send me? What do you get it? What's suspect? Everything is suspect. It's true. Are you what are you suspicious about, Donber? Also, sorry for butchering Reddit names always. Where were you living before I moved? I was in Portland and I only lasted 4 months. And I actually had signed a year lease. But due to unfortunate circumstances, which really weren't unfortunate at all. Oh no, not that dad, my real dad, my birth dad. The one, my dad that gave birth to me. Go check out Northwest Connecticut when you have time. My friend, Allie B, who sometimes pops in these streams, is from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Is that Northwest Connecticut? Unforeseen circumstances that we are actually blessed the second all the unforeseen circumstances, unfortunate unforeseen circumstances started occurring. I wasn't even stressed out. I mean, it was not pleasant, but I had a feeling that it was my out. Because other than that, I would have had to just succumb to the year, suck it up. A year does go quick, but man, it wasn't until I had an out that I was like, I am so unhappy here. People asking too many details on location. They love it. Yeah, they love it. I feel like I've already told you too much by just saying where in New York. So let's not go with the neighborhood. You look so much more natural and comfortable on the East Coast. I don't know. Maybe it's just miserable in Portland. Really, John? You think I do? Thank you. Yes, it did hurt when he gave birth to me. It was a military assignment. Oh, people in New York are suspect. You want to know where else people are suspect? In fucking Portland, where my car got broken into, where my neighbor got evicted for being a crackhead. So there's suspect people everywhere. I actually feel safer in a city. Um, I felt way safer in Los Angeles than I felt in Portland, just because I think that people get very weird when they are also vitamin D deficient and then are in the middle of nowhere. People think Portland's a city. It's not. It's a town. Um, Directly north of Bridgeport. All right. Well, I'll be probably going to Bridgeport at some point to visit my friend, I would assume. So I'll be experiencing Connecticut. Thank you for the celebration award, Willie and Mark Gage. And also, Mark Gage, thank you for throwing the 10 cents at my face. Reddit, you can't see the awards because you're on Reddit. So if I'm thanking people, that's all that's happening. Men are throwing cents at my face. I'm an expensive date. We're all on one. My crackhead neighbor is my new band name. Oh, God. I mean, I experienced a lot of crackheads downtown LA, but nothing like the one that lived above me. Um, it's different when you share a home with one. I mean, we literally lived in the same house, except he had the upstairs unit and I had the downstairs unit. Not you, man, a guy on Haps. What? Oh, thank you for throwing 10 cents. I love when men throw dimes at my face. No snow. The tree just got put up today, and there's no skirt yet. And there's also no furniture. But priorities. Also, I know it's Hanukkah. My menorah's in the pod. So, sorry, Jews. Hanukkah's going to be happening late this year. It's going to be a Chrismica Festivus. Thank you, Marcia. You hope another cat finds me? Well, there's actually 3 dogs that are going to be here. They're just downstairs. No, I don't have a bed yet. My bed comes hopefully Monday in the pod. And I'm not sleeping on the ground. There's an air mattress in my room. I never asked if it was a real ruby or not. I just said, is it actually a ruby? But that does sound like that's what I'm asking. All right. Thank you, Slam. It's nice to be welcomed by a true New Yorker. Hanukkah is over halfway over. Hanukkah, it's night 6. Hi, Wolverine. What up, Reddit? So, Reddit, we got to keep in touch if you want to be friends. You don't have to add me on Instagram by any means. Actually, I'm really hit or miss on there. Looks modern and lonely in a way. Yes, that's what a city is like. But I prefer to be lonely in a city than in the Pacific Northwest. So loneliness is inevitable when you're single sometimes. And I realized in my Dark Night of the Soul year journey, this last year of my life, that obviously the loneliness is just something you have to like embrace at times. But there's just something for me that feels less lonely about being in a city where other people are lonely too, versus a more rural or family oriented neck of the woods where you just go out, and if you went to a restaurant and ate by yourself, you would just see a bunch of families, whereas here you just see people by themselves more. So it's tough in a big city with all those people and feel lonely. To me, it was way tougher to be lonely in Portland. So but loneliness used to be one of my biggest fears about being single. And now that I've experienced I can't even speak. Now that I've experienced such an extreme state of loneliness, I feel like I'm not so scared anymore. And the loneliness it's just not as daunting. I don't resist it as much. I would rather lean into the loneliness than be with somebody that, and I wasn't like that before. So even though I definitely feel lonely at times, it's just not as scary as it used to be, you know? Thank you, Christopher. Yes, exactly. I've been very isolated. Like, I was so isolated the last few months. So this feels like night and day. What do you attribute the loneliness to? Can't find any good people or romantic partners? Well, I mean, I was living alone, so there was that, and then I was living somewhere new. I didn't really have any friends where I was living. I had a couple, but in my experience, exchanging loneliness for something that is not authentic usually results in some sort of like codependency or something that's exactly what iron oxide just said. Don't ever exchange loneliness for codependence. Exactly. So that was like a dynamic of mine in the past. So I kind of had to force myself into like just being alone and realizing I could do it and realizing that though the loneliness is like something that I've like resisted, so it's not as scary as you think. Thank you for the 10 cents, Hannah. Um, I mean, I have a roommate now, so I'm not completely alone. And that's something that I thought like in my adult life, I was like, I had one a few years back after my divorce, and I was like, she was great, but I just didn't want that again. And then I realized after being alone, that it actually might not be such a bad thing for me. So um, I have her. The question was, do I have friends here? Um, and I know one other person in Brooklyn, but I didn't even tell her I was moving here yet. I'm an INFJ, apparently, but does that really mean anything? Hi, Sugar Drop. Download NYS wallet app for COVID shots so you don't have to carry your card. Smart. Christopher, I'll do that because I was actually scared if I lost my card, what I would do. Um, we went out to dinner tonight and had to show our cards, so I was like, what do I do if I lose this thing? You probably just go to the pharmacy you got it at and get a new one, right? Don't let the holidays get you down because it's usually associated with companionship. Oh, they won't. I love the holidays, and in the past, my partners are what brought the holidays down. So you're in Queens. INFJ explains me. I've never put a lot of like emphasis into like examining those personality types because I feel like any given time my test results are going to be different. So that's the one I get the most. Is that the one you mean? There's also the one, the Enneagram or whatever. Oh my God, Allie, I was just talking about you. Someone said I needed to go to Northwest Connecticut, and I said I will be going to Connecticut at some point, but Bridgeport. And then I said I didn't know what part you were in. Do you miss the affection and intimacy? I've been single most of my life, and that's the only part of single that I struggle with. Yes, Marco, that's the hardest part for me as well. Um, but I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I'm not one of those people that like can be affectionate with somebody I'm not dating or intimate. So some people can like fill that void. I cannot. I have to be very much with the person to receive any sort of affection or intimacy. So that is a difficult part. Um, but it's not like the end all be all. Like I wouldn't just settle because of that, right? Because I wouldn't want that from some. Oh, your wife is an INFJ. Is that a rarer one? 36 and single is great. You're 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 fine, and you're a dude. You're prime. Not that being 36 and single as a woman is worse, but I feel like according to the media, New York is dating carnival. What are you looking for? I'm not looking for anything. It is a dating carnival. Yikes. Settling. That's my go-to move. Don't do it, Iron. Don't do it. This is the longest I've ever been single in my adult life. Ever. I'm going on a year. That was me organically clicking. No, you can't. You can't. So yeah, I know what I'm not looking for, but I also am not looking, if that makes sense. Even I can't snap. I've never been able to snap. There we go. But then it dies. I don't even use the finger that most people use. I use my, what do you guys snap with? I think most people snap with their, I thought this was normal until about a year ago. Cool human tricks. What other weird thing? Whistling is hard. Oh, the middle finger hurts. Whistling. Here we go. Let's give it a whirl. Some days I get a really nice blow stream. Probably won't be able to now. Okay. You've been to any the hockey gets you whistling? I've been to one hockey game and the blimp dropped a Beanie Baby on my head. It was embarrassing. Yes, I've made it to the new place, Baltimore. We're whistling. See? Something happened when I stopped wearing my retainers. I swear to God. Am I in haps? I gotta hold it down like this so my head's not cut off. The competition is stiff in New York. Be on your A game. Wait, Sunday Night Smoke. I am on no A game. You miss New York. Well, come visit. With your ring finger? I don't have the human tricks. I have been able to carry a whistle before. I don't know what happened. But like I said, it had something to do with the retainers, I think. It's the only one that can make noise. Like, this doesn't make noise. I've seen somebody do this. But I just don't get it. I used to be able to do it. Walter, I will blow you off really well. Cool you off. Thank you, Sunday Night Smoke. Interesting, you use your middle finger to press your ring finger down. This is how I learned to snap, but my story of my life is making things difficult and then not being able to do it the other way, and then wet your whistle. My lips feel different. You know what I mean? It might have been all the lip injections I used to get. That might have been it. Like, I bet there's still something going on in one of them somewhere. I don't have any lip injections now. I haven't gotten them in so long. I haven't gotten my lips blown up in like 3 years at least. 2018, I think, was the last time I got these things enhanced. So, but I don't remember ever having whistling issues before. So let's blame it on the lips. It's just, I don't even have big lips and I still can't whistle. Like, what the hell? You're going to blame it on rain. All right, well, it's not raining, but let's go with that too. Middle finger snap gang. Who else is a middle finger snapper? Oh, Millie Vanilli. What up? I'm sorry that happened to you, Sunday Night Smoke. Oh, I wish. I love thunderstorms. I have seen people snap with their pointer fingers before. Are you allergic to oranges? Do you guys remember when I smashed an orange on here, or was that on Twitch? No, that was definitely not on Twitch. I manically smashed an orange. I won't do that. Only white onions? You want a tour? Okay. It'll be easy. There's no, I mean, not that furniture makes it more. So every time I go to flip camera, I turn it off. Today I learned that we see people outside, but this, it rings like a phone and it's very alarming. Yes, I rolled an orange. Welcome to the home that only has a Christmas tree. Why did I used to get lip injections? Why does anyone get lip injections? Because they want them. Um, you know, typical girl living in LA and blowing her lips up. Why not? Here's my home. Priorities. Oh my God, Marco, thank you so much for asking that. No, I'm not. Oh, you're a model? INFJ personality type, which stands for introversion, intuition, feeling, and judging. It's the rarest, accounting for only 1.5 of the population. So do you, thank you. Do the wife and me, thank you. I'm gonna hang on to that question forever. Do the wife and me remind you of each other? Also, Allie, guess who's getting a kinker sore? Me. You like canker sores? Yeah. It's under my tongue, though. It's a weird spot. Just in case. Just in case, guys. What up, Wheels Magoo? Another situation here. Well, I have 2 bottles, but it's not coming until TJ. What is this stream? Hello, dear Antler. This is me showing you New York. This is my air mattress. It's my suitcase. The dark night of the soul is real. It literally feels like you're dying, but on the other side, you feel more alive than ever. 100%. You get it. Yeah. It did. That's actually how I realized it was an actual canker sores when I started eating the orange. Did you notice I didn't finish it? And then obviously can't show you my roommate's room. She's in it. But yeah, I just went through what I think was the end of my dark night of the soul journey. I did not know that I was entering in to the dark night of the soul when I entered into the dark night of the soul. I thought I was I thought I was past it. And I was not. I was just entering into it. And it was the hardest thing I've ever gone through. I thought leaving LA and breaking up with my ex and going through a divorce and going through all this other stuff was the hard part. But though the time alone in isolation, it literally feels like you're dying. You're 100% correct. And it's not something you can just say to everybody, because there's a lot of people on this planet that don't get pulled to go through a dark night of the soul because they just stay in their comfort zone for their whole entire life. And that's fine. Maybe that's their journey. But my journey was not. And my soul always knew that I needed to keep trying things until I got past whatever this pull to keep. I can't explain it. It's something that, like, if you read about Dark Night of the Soul journeys, that like it won't make a lot of sense until you've gone through it. And even when you've read about it, you can't even expect what the fuck you're about to go through. Like, you face all of your worst fears. All of the things that you're most scared of fucking happen. You lose people, a lot of people. You lose people you don't think you're gonna lose, which, I mean, whatever. I was at a point where, like, I was like radical non-attachment at this point. Like, not phased. I even had to deal with like discarding dead things, like everything, every weird little thing that is like been like holding me back. Anyways, I made it. So if you guys find yourself in a dark side of the soul journey, am I talking about Pink Floyd? Might as well be. For the last time, promise you will read about INFJ. Yes, I will, but wait, did you say that me and your wife have similarities? I'm curious. Thank you, Sunday night. What the heck is a dark side of dark? Marco, look up Dark Night of the Soul journey. Like I said, not everybody A, believes in that stuff, and B, not everybody has to go on one. I don't know why some people do and some people don't. You realize that you were just a shell of your potential. It was your ego keeping you safe. Mine was too. But I always knew that. You know what I mean? Like, even when I entered into situations like my marriage, I was like, this is not my soul's potential. Like, I knew there was more, but I didn't feel like I was capable. And if Brian wants to see me, what? Is he live? Oh, really interesting. That's interesting that you could identify the similarities in us, because I never talk about a personality type, because I don't even know if I believe in that stuff, just because I feel like, you're welcome. I could take the test another day and it would be a different score, but that is the one that I've always gotten the most. So, and it's the only one I know the numbers, the letters, the dyslexia, Dark Night of the Skull. So Donber, I feel like you've gone through it. How long have you been on the other side? Like, here I thought that I was kind of like past it, and like Portland was like just gonna have to be it, you know? No, Portland was just where I was pulled to get tortured, so that inevitably I could wind up here. If you were a hot dog and you were starving, would you eat yourself? I don't know how that would be, what point that would be. What are you confused about? About what the stream is? Or what this is in general, or what I'm talking about? Because I'm sure it doesn't sound like I'm making much sense. I didn't even try to get the deposit back because Bill found out that I had the cat in there. Well, no, I'm not, because your wife is one. Bring me to the light. I think I feel like I'm already in the light. Spiritual crisis is linked with religion. Yeah, I would say that it was a ramification of religion, maybe. Girl, you so cute. Why did your man ever leave? Well, thank you, first of all, for calling me cute. Second of all, the man didn't leave. Who's Bill? Oh, my landlord, my old one, in my Dark Night of the Soul journey. Bill. Thank you, Smoke. I'm 25. I don't know if I'm through it, but I'm doing much better. Wow, you're so young to be going. You're so self-aware, huh? That's awesome that you're going through it so young, but like scary too, because a lot of people don't go through it until they're like in their 40s, I think. Doesn't hurt to ask. The window was just open. You didn't force Lincoln. I know, but I just think that I kind of just need to let it go, right? I I guess I could ask, because if I don't ask, the worst he can say, if I don't ask, it's just no. But if I do ask, please explain Dark Night of the Soul. Okay, let's look it up so I can give you a proper explanation. Because I did try to explain it, but apparently I didn't explain it very well. So, Dark Night of the Soul is a soul journey. I haven't looked it up yet. That not everybody on this earth goes through, because everybody here is here with a different purpose. Some people are very like just here to kind of, I don't want to say be pawns, but like they're just sort of bobbing around. People that choose to live inside, I hate to say this, but like the Matrix, like they decide they're just going to go to college and do what has been predestined for them by who, like what, their grandfather, their grandparents. Like those people usually don't have Dark Night of the Soul journeys because they just do what they're supposed to do. Dark Night of the Soul journeys usually happen to people that like feel like they know there's more. They know that like I don't know, none of my friends have gone through one. I don't know anybody who's gone through one, like, except I do know people on more spiritual paths. Like I've always said the last like 10 years, I'm not here on this journey that you all are on. I'm on a spiritual journey. So it wasn't until I started meeting other people like that I even started realizing that this is a thing. Okay, the Dark Night of the Soul is a stage in a personal development when a person undergoes difficult and significant transitions to a deeper perception of life in place in it. In other words, the Dark Night of the Soul is the obscuration of the true self. Okay, so that's one person's answer. So basically, everything that you've ever known kind of gets deconstructed, and you're able to formulate your own opinions and your own beliefs, which, James, you might be able to explain Dark Night of the Soul better. Well, in my Dark Night of the Soul journey, my hair grew long. Yeah, I feel like it would be hard to kind of reintegrate. But you know what? Here's the thing. Even the people that aren't going through this spiritual journey, they still got weird because of COVID. So everyone like is a little awkward. So at least you have that on your side. Every fallen human has disordered desires and attachments. Yes, this is true. It is a lot of chaos. Yes. James went through a dark night of the soul journey like a couple years ago, I think. He's been out of his for a while. But so basically some people come onto the planet. Oh no, I don't do mushrooms. I've done mushrooms before, but it's not a spiritual thing for me. I don't like it because I just was like, I'm on mushrooms. This sucks. Yes, I will keep my mask on. It's actually illegal not to have one on here. You've been out for 6 years, huh? Hashtag duh. Dark Night of the Soul is a period of utter spiritual desolation, disconnection, and emptiness, which one feels totally separated from the divine. Those who experience the Dark Night of the Soul feel completely, well, that is not my perception of it at all. It's just, I think it's like a deconstruction of everything that you've been taught and a rewiring to get to what you truly believe in. And in order to get to those things, you lose a lot, you go through a lot of shit, and if you come out of it, you've come out of it knowing yourself a lot better. And I just feel like I know myself a lot better now. But I literally had to be around fucking no one for it to happen. And that sucked. Yes, I moved here. I don't think that, yeah, it's really hard to explain it. Like, and to explain it to people who don't believe in it, like, they're not even going to take it in anyways. It's like people tried to explain it to me like spiritually before, but I had never, like, I was so in like just my comfort or whatever. I don't know. I guess I also thought I was going through it in LA a bit. Yes, rewiring. It is a deconstruction of what has been taught to you religiously, foundationally, media, fucking news. Usually when you're going through the dark night of the soul, you stop watching that shit. Um, yeah. Can you explain some of the things you learned about yourself through the journey? I learned that I'm strong enough to be by myself. I've learned my opinions on a lot of things were literally influenced by the people that I was around. Um, or so I think a lot differently than a lot of like the liberals down in LA, but I'm not conservative. Yes, I'm a vegan. You have major depression. Sounds similar. Heck yeah, it's similar. I started it in LA in 2017, James says, and apparently I'm just now coming out of it. So it's been 16, 17, 18, 19, almost 5 years of this shit. But I don't think it started until like 2017, 18. I feel like when I got my surgery, James, is when it really started. Because that was like the last thing I needed to do. That was like a distraction. And then once that surgery was over, there was no more distractions from like what was next. Understanding what, all I know is that I just couldn't float. Floating was not conducive. Some people don't require dark night of the soul because they were always enlightened. Oh, heck no. I think it's the absolute opposite. I think that the people that don't require it just like aren't maybe as evolved. I mean, there ain't nobody requiring it that I went to high school with, apparently, that just all got married, and or people that like stay in the same town their whole lives. It's like you're clearly not going to probably go through one because you're just complacent. Complacency will not get you to the dark night of the soul journey, but I have an inability to be complacent as an air sign. So like complacency, like it's just not satisfying. I'd rather die, honestly. Like, what's the point? What is the fucking point? Are you in a closet? No. I'm just sitting on the floor next to the only thing here. I think there's a puppers coming. Hi, come here. Come here. Show yourself. It's Hayden. You want to come on your bed? You have a bed. I'm getting visits. Oh, you're a Cancer, so you're a little emotional. You got to nurture yourself because you have feelings and you probably stuff them if you're a boy. Are you a boy? Mark Gage is a Cancer. Are you a boy? Are you a real boy? Yes, they're all up here, guys. This is Finley. Grasso. Seriously, you forgot to water me? Keeping me alive isn't enough? You seem like you look down on people who are content with minimalism. No, I think minimalism is awesome. Minimalism is not the same as complacency. I would love to be a minimalist. I don't look down on people that are complacent. I just think that they don't have the same soul journey. Sorry it sounded like that. I do sound like that when I talk a lot. I sound like a brat a lot because I have like strong opinions and I don't sugarcoat them very well so that they don't sound judgmental. But I am a little judgmental. It's one of my flaws. Probably because I've been judged so much. Yes, I made it. Hi, Frank. Is Libra compatible with Cancer? Well, my ex was a Libra. We were together for over 5 years. So there's that. The suns being compatible with the suns isn't the end all be all. Why, Ricky, are you looking to hire me? One is a terrier. I'm in Brooklyn. You're a Leo. I'm a double Leo. Moon and rising. What are you, Neymar? The field of actualization is a barrier to be skated. I can see Veda's potential. We are working on it. Yes, the titanium ship. It's like your soul is tired of the BS it's gone through, and so it purges everything not conducive to growth. That is 100% it. Hey, Liana, Donber is saying it perfectly. If you can see that comment, read it, because that's exactly it. It's like, it doesn't even matter what your mind wants or what your heart wants. Your soul will reject and start self-sabotaging if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's like, that's why it's like, it might seem like I'm intensely like looking down. I'm not looking down. It's just like I had no ability to be able to stay complacent. And I'm saying that some people do. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just I didn't have the ability to do it. So I'm not necessarily looking down. It's just I didn't have the ability to be like that. There was plenty of times when I was like, bitch, what's wrong with you that you can't just like accept what I call mundane? Because that is mundane to me. I just feel like there's so much to be explored and seen. And if you feel like it's not right, that it's not. Hard to distinguish mind, body, and soul, thinking, yes. And that is part of the journey, is to learn how to identify your soul's contentness with your hearts and your minds, because the three combat each other all the time. And they all want, it's like three parts of you. And when they're in alignment, you know. And that's how you know. You just know. That's really how it is. And if there's any sort of confusion, there's a conflict. If there's any sort of resistance, there's a conflict. But if you're flowing, then there's not a conflict, and they're all working together. That being said, sometimes your heart and your mind still don't want what your soul needs. And but learning to listen to that is part of the journey. And learning how to recognize signs in your body, sickness, things breaking down, hair falling out, pimples, gut issues. The body speaks to us. And those aren't the only ways. Headaches, migraines, all sorts of things. It talks. So you just got to pay attention. Obviously, health issues aren't like the only way to determine it. And I'm not saying that people that have health issues, it's because of one thing or another, but it's just when you're out of alignment, everything's out of alignment. How much weed has been consumed? None. Actually, weed, you have to have a med card here to still get it. Do I prefer cats or dogs? It just depends on the being. Still learning a lot. Yeah, I know, me too. I have much to learn. What's the loud noise, like a trolley going on? I don't know. Yeah, stress can trigger a lot. It really can. Park Slope is where I stayed the first time I came to New York. I stayed in Park Slope on Dean Street in a brownstone. It was really cool. Have you had weed, not your typical creep? Thank you for thinking I'm a metaphysical stoner right now. That's an honor. I don't know how to answer that, Walter. I gotta go, I think, force submerge myself in the bath. Why does talking about spirituality always have somebody ask you how stoned you are? You know, in Oregon, my answer would have probably been, well, but here, there was definitely some cannabis consumption during the dark night of the soul, not gonna lie. My teeth care routine, oh my God, thank you for reminding me I haven't gone to the dentist. I use Crest toothpaste. Please don't tell me it's bad for me, because it's like the only type of toothpaste I like. And then I have an oral care burst electric toothbrush, and I floss. I don't drink alcohol, so that saves me, because red wine is what I would drink if I did. I drink coffee. Used to drink it through a straw, though. No, I don't floss with vegan floss. I'm not that psycho. sorry to call a vegan psycho. It's just I don't like drive myself crazy with following all vegan protocols. So I really can't call myself a proper vegan because I don't use vegan floss. So crust is not vegan. No, it's not. And that's what I just said. I'm not a very good vegan, so I probably should call myself vegetarian because I use crust. I do yoga. I do yoga. Not every day. I'm a bar addict. You guys know what bar is? It's like a yoga, Pilates, ballet blend. I have, sir, I have never heard that combination. Kim Kardashian and Cher, huh? It's easier for people to dismiss what they don't subscribe to. Yes, indeed. Um, I subscribe to Crest toothpaste. Just kidding. I'm not even funny right now. I'm actually losing my mind just a little bit. Um, Definitely from being tired. Mm. But I do have to light the menorah tonight. I know that this is deceiving. Oh my god, I do have a hinge, but I'm not swiping currently. I haven't been on that in a while, but I do have one. It is legal, but there's no recreational shops. So it's in that weird in between area. Um, and here's part of my dark night of the soul journey. I knew that weed was not going to be a thing I was going to be doing forever. I'm not a pothead. It was definitely a tool and a bit of a coping mechanism in some of the harder times of the dark night of the soul because, you know, it was tough. And I cut alcohol when I got to the Pacific Northwest. So I didn't feel guilty using weed that way. But my vision for myself was to when I moved on, I just got here last night. I don't know how the dating pool is. Yeah. So, um, and that was another reason New York sounded like it was probably the right place because I knew that I didn't want to keep using that much cannabis, you know? Hi, Wario. How are you? Oh my God, good. I told Christy that she should read it and she's going to read it too. Um, it's a good book. It's an easy read. Oh, Hannah, you can laugh at anyone you want in this stream. And then if you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, you can just say you're laughing at me. It's fine. The cat definitely got me through it. And not gonna lie, my bong got me through some of the days. Some of the nights, I should say. I stopped smoking and drinking also. It's crazy how you can feel by just breathing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your soul will start rejecting wanting to alter your state. That's another part of the dark night of the soul journey for me and for most people, is that they are very underwhelmed by anything that alters themselves for fun, whether it be hallucinogenics. Alcohol is usually always goes. It's pretty hard to go through one of these situations if you're drinking. Um, Meditation is key to not losing yourself in your lonely state, and exercise. Um, I don't think weed is bad, but I just think there comes a time then you got to cut that too, just to kind of gauge your baseline. Just join. Did your cat and bong get you through? They got me through a transformative period. Mm-hmm. And now we're all separated. You've quit drinking for almost 2 years. That's awesome. I only quit drinking because I was going through a breakup, and I also just, I never have been much of a drinker, but um, I knew that going through that, it wasn't going to be a good idea to like, get sad from drinking or anything. So I just stopped, and then I never got a desire for it back. Um, and now I just have like no desire to break the streak. It began before the pandemic. It began in like 2017 or 18. Summer 2018 is when it actually fully started. Yes, Frank. That's it. I did ride the hole in the ground today for the first time. People are like, you moved to New York and you never went on a subway. I'm like, what's wrong with doing it in that order? What up, Eric Miller? You got really into weightlifting and sports, back to how I was in my earlier, and it just feels right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People that just, never mind. I don't want to get into their comment like I judge people, but I do sometimes wonder why some people think drinking is like if you want to drink so much or you do it every time to have fun, like don't you wonder what you're lacking? Like there is nothing entertaining going out to meet a friend for a drink. Like if that's no. Next friend, please. Like let's meet up and change our brains together and then drive home. Cool. No, I'd rather be alone. Yes, I love podcast recommendations. It is so childish. And like the more my parents age, the more they drink. And I'm like, I don't want that. So this path that they said I should have taken doesn't look like it's leading anywhere good. Because my dad falls asleep with brandy glass in his hand most nights now. And my parents are only happy when they're drinking wine. So, and that's like so many people that I went to school with. It's like they're only happy when they're drinking. I can't wait for, no, I don't even want that in my life. I'd rather be alone sitting in this apartment with a Christmas tree by myself forever with the internet. Chicago, Illinois is like a shiny toy. Thank you for the one award, Walter. But that's what I'm saying about the complacency. People like that, they're fine with drinking. They're like, oh, it's fun. Let's just, oh. That's the difference. That's the split between the matrix people and the non-matrix people. Sorry to be one of those people. I used to be one of those people that was like, what do you mean the matrix? I just didn't get it. It's not really judgment. You're just blunt. You have to understand where you were before all this stuff happened. You knew something was off, but couldn't put a finger on it. I feel like that's where most people are. Yes. Oh my God. You just get it. I haven't seen any rats yet. But that's like so many people like in that suburbia life. You know? They get married, they have kids, then their kids grow up. Then what? A pandemic hits and they watch Fox News all day, scare themselves. I'm good. My idea of fun sometimes is finding a meditation with like the archangels, which are the archangels. You don't have to be a proper spiritual person to be spiritual. You can even butcher words. And you know who has a good sense of humor? Is the archangels. Shout out to Metatron and Raphael. What up, Michael? Tucker Carlson fears me. Speaking of the dating pool, it's rough out here. Oh, is it? I'm not even like wrapping my mind around that. I think that the dark night of the soul is make my opinions a little too strong, maybe, and I need to work on I don't know, solidifying my thoughts. Yes, there's a rooftop. Nature is a great friend. So are animals, but that's sort of nature. And breath. We never drank in my house growing up. Then I married someone who came from a family of history of alcoholics. It was terribly hard for me to deal with. Yeah, I don't feel comfortable around people that are comfortable around drinking to that level. I never have. And then in LA, I wound up around so many people that it was just the lifestyle, and I still wasn't comfortable, but I like got used to it. So even though I was never comfortable around it, I got used to it. So I like thought I was comfortable. It was weird. And then my soul just started rejecting it. Your middle name is Gabriel. Well, I might call on you tonight. What happened to my beanies? Wait, the last time you saw me I had a beanie on? I usually always do, but is that what you're saying? I wore a brimmed hat tonight and it blew off my head. So chased it down the street as I was eating a cookie. Oh, a neutered idiot. I just feel safer around people who don't really drink because they're more trustworthy and reliable. You have gout. Go sit in the bath, boo-boo. Jesus. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. It's 11 p.m. here, which is crazy. Because it's really only 8 p.m. You might call it, well, like for my archangel meditation, I'm probably gonna do one tonight. It was a joke. Gone wrong. All right, guys. Reddit, I don't know if I'll see you again because that's what happens when I get put on Reddit. But I am on Habs if you want to follow me on here. Follow me on Twitch. I'm going to start streaming on Twitch once I get my furniture and my equipment back. And then you can also follow me on Instagram if you want to see my happenings in Manhattan that I got into earlier this evening. It feels good to be here. Thank you for having me, Walter. Oh God, I'm on Twitter. All right. Well, we just ignore that. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for being here, everybody. And I'll see you, I would assume, tomorrow at some point. Reddit, I don't know when I'll see you, but if you'd like to be in touch, go ahead and add me on IG right now and tell me that we met on Reddit. And then maybe we can be friends. Sweet dreams, Hannah. Bye, weather lover. And I'm going to go delete this off Facebook now because yikes. Thanks for coming into the stream earlier at Rockefeller, Christopher. It was fun. I want to do more on the go streams, but not if they're shitty.